as a teenager, I was a pretty violent kid. I had been a bully for a long time since I was a little kid. I was really angry. I lived in an alcoholic household. My parents fought a lot, and I was very I distanced myself from them. And like many teenagers, I felt like I hated the world, I hated society, hated the government, hated other kids. And that's when I was exposed to white power skinhead music, which kind of gave the hate and violence direction and a context and validation. And that's what moved me to start a skinhead gang in Milwaukee along with a few friends of mine. And that was in 1987. We found pretty quickly that as we radiated hate and violence out into the world reflected it back to us, often in multiples. And within 6 months, my best friend had went to jail for shooting a kid that came to do a drive-by on our house. Within 2 years, another best friend of mine was shot and killed in a street fight. And over a period of 7 years, I just had this kind of growing sense of exhaustion of knowing what I was doing was wrong, but not having the courage to kind of confront myself as to why I was doing it. I just tried to suppress this inner voice with more alcohol and violence and hate. And by 7 years, I was really like looking for an excuse to leave. I was so exhausted. The exhaustion came from many areas. That knowledge that what I was doing was wrong was a huge part of it. But also like cutting myself off from the rest of society. I couldn't really take in any culture or entertainment or media that wasn't like vehemently, violently racist. And probably what made me most exhausted was that during the 7-year period, there was times when people I claimed to hate treated me with kindness. And while those acts of kindness didn't change me on the spot, I couldn't shake them. They just became part of my experience, and it grew to leave less and less room in my heart for hate. And by 1993, I was looking for an excuse to leave, and that came really in the form of single parenthood. I had a daughter with a skinhead girl in 1992, and our relationship was kind of in shambles from the get-go. It only lasted about 18 months, and that's when I became a single parent. And a couple months after that, a second friend of mine was shot and killed in a street fight. So that really like gave me the reason to leave that I was looking for, and that's when I kind of first poked my head outside of the ideological box I had put myself in, and really quickly kind of realized what I was missing, and the step turned into a walk, which turned into a run pretty quickly.